Hey, so I feel like every time I come on here, I'm like, I haven't been on here in forever, but like just so much going on with preparing for the cruise and all my different appointments. And is that okay? That's okay. I'm kind of liking the way I look in the dark tonight. So anyways, tonight I did a training with a bunch of business owners to kind of get them out of their own head. I feel like one of the biggest things that holds people back, I mean, there's so many things. There's what people think of you, and but sometimes it's just getting complacent with it's good enough. It's going well. You know what I mean? And if you're a business owner who, I don't know, did $1 million in revenue, why can't you go after 2? But people get stuck with, oh, it's okay. It's good enough. You know, if you sell makeup, well, when are you gonna get stuck? And well, this routine is enough. And so I did this training tonight. And so if you were on it, this is gonna be a repeat. It was just so good, and it's okay for me to say that. You are allowed to have self-love and say this was awesome. So I wrote it out last night, and I literally read it out to my husband. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting chills, because one of the things that I have found that I am good at is pouring into other people and allowing them to realize their greatness and allowing them to figure out what their dreams are. And so bear with me. This is probably going to take 10 minutes. I'm going to read off a paper. So I apologize for not looking directly in your eyes. But this was just too good. I had to share it. So if you were on the training, it's going to be a repeat. If you weren't, I hope that this sheds some greatness into your life, to be honest. So, okay. The word complacent is an adjective. It means pleased, especially with oneself or one's merits, advantages, or situation, often without awareness of some potential danger or defect, self-satisfied. And used in a sentence, one can be too complacent to initiate change. So, being pleased with oneself is admirable and definitely suggested, but to get to a point where there is no awareness of potential surrounding danger, that's when being complacent starts to become a bad thing. Now, then I went on to say that, to be honest, like, let's just be honest here, okay? When I look at people who are complacent in their own health, it's hard for me to see. I see people who have a lot of weight to lose, not from me seeing them, meaning they come to me, they say they have a lot of weight to lose. I explain how my plan works. I've helped thousands. Okay, guys, we're closing in on 10,000 people. I've helped myself. I'm a walking advertisement of showing you that health is possible. And when I see people that are complacent and not taking charge, I understand it. I would like you to understand, I understand it. I was that person for so long. I thought there was no way out. I was going through a door that wouldn't open. But now that I know that this worked for me, I want it to work for other people. And I know it will if they gave it that chance. But when I see other people being complacent in their health, that makes me sad. It also makes me sad when I see people being complacent in their businesses. If someone is, whatever your business is, you could be a dog walker, you could be a jewelry maker, you could be a doctor who owns a business, who owns their office, right? When you're complacent, when you get stuck in a certain place, that makes me sad, because I know that you can run after really great things. So how does one recognize when they're being complacent, and how does one make sure they don't get stuck in the good instead of running for the great? So firstly, I would like to encourage you to really hold on tightly to what I'm about to say. Every next level of your life will demand a new you. And the you and the effort that it took for you to go from a brand new business owner to, say, your first $10,000 in revenue is not going to be the same you that it takes for you to get from that $10,000 in revenue to $1 million in revenue. So if you are going to use the same time and energy that it took for you to get from a brand new business owner to $10,000 in revenue, and you keep putting in that time and energy, you're never going to become a millionaire. And then you're going to get disappointed when you don't become a millionaire, or whatever it is your goals are, 100,000, whatever it is. And you might begin to settle into complacency and tell yourself that where you are currently is just enough. But now we know that complacency is the enemy of progress, and the contented person is stagnant. See, growth is uncomfortable, messy, and full of feelings that you weren't expecting. But growth is necessary. Growth is only uncomfortable because you've never been this version of yourself before. You have never been here before. But I want to caution you, do not ignore your own potential because you're scared of growth and the necessary steps it requires. See, discipline is choosing between what you want right now and what you want most. And what you want most must be bold, loud, and clear in your mind. Think big, Think outrageous, think wonderful, and keep it in the forefront of your mind. Do not let the fear of not being enough stop you from thinking big. Our addiction of other people's approval will kill our dreams. And to be honest, when I see other people be successful and making more money than me or building bigger businesses than me, that doesn't distract me and it doesn't scare me. All I know is that if they can do it, then I can do it. And if I can do it, then you can do it. Okay, so how does one recognize if they're settling or feeling complacent with where they are? So I'm going to give you 5 examples. Let me just get my papers taken care of over here. Okay, number 1. You rationalize your excuses. So why you can't work or why you can't put the time into your business. You have kids, you have work, you have responsibilities. You don't feel comfortable branding yourself on social media. You don't know the right contacts. You've never run a business before. Settling will masquerade as practicality, but in fact, your excuses are just pulling you away from fulfilling your life's purpose because you're scared. Number 2, you play small. You write down small goals. You say things like, it's not about the money, I just want to help people. Or we can pay our bills, it's just enough. And when someone asks you to dream big, you downplay your goals. You think playing small is playing it safe and it will save you from disappointment. But your fear is just disguising itself again as martyred practicality. The problem is you need to play the game in order to win, and you may lose, but losing sometimes is just part of the path to winning. Number 3, you feel jealous or roll your eyes when you see other people having success because you see them pursuing a life that you'd like to have but are too scared to admit you want. And you will know when you stop settling and are back in the game when someone else experiences success or gets rich or whatever it is, and you're genuinely happy because, again, if they can do it, so can you. 4, you say things like, I can't complain because life is just good enough. But good enough is the enemy of great, the killer of amazing, and the destroyer of incredible. Good enough is comfortable. Good enough is what you've always known. Good enough doesn't require you to go live on Facebook or talk to people or hand out flyers or, I don't know, set up a sale for your business, because your comfort zone will make you weak and tired. Your body and brain crave an amazing life that keeps you on your toes and forces you to contend for what you really desire. You stop at that number 5. You stop at that unimaginable income because it pays for everything and then some. Maybe it's gotten you out of debt. It's paid for your car payment. It's bought you some new furniture. This is dangerous income because now that you've tasted a little bit of success, you think, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And you're petrified that if you hope for more, it won't happen. So you begin to self-sabotage. Maybe you stop advertising in your local newspaper. Maybe you stop setting up those sales. Maybe you stop asking people to do business with you. Whatever your business is, you just kind of fall back. And these are 5 signs of falling into a rhythm of complacency. So instead of scaring yourself back into your shell or pretending like you don't want more out of this life, and that could be tremendous income, helping a lot of people, building a massive brand for yourself, I want you right now to get out a piece of pen and paper, okay? And I want you to write down the 3 things that pop into your head. I don't want you to overthink this. I want your subconscious to talk through your pen. And I want you to dream big. I want you to write down the 3 main things you've never admitted before that you keep telling yourself is impossible for you. I want you to write down those things, and I want you to dream really big. Okay, do you have them? Are you freaking out? Good. Now, I want you to share those dreams with someone you love. I want you to tell somebody that this is what you're thinking. Why? Because that's contending. You just created momentum. You just did the first important step to battling settling, for pushing good out of the way to pursue great. Now, under your 3 dreams, I want you to write down the 1 main action step that you need to either hone in on or start doing to move you in that direction. And I want you to do that action step every single day. Now, take a picture of what you wrote and make it the background of your phone. because people look at their phones hundreds of times a day. This is now going to get burnt into your subconscious. And it may take you 2 years to get to this life that you're dreaming of. It may take you 5 years, but honestly, I see people going to school for 4 to 8 years to get a job that determines how much they're worth. And then they stay at their job until they're 65 and they settle. They settle and they say, oh, it's good enough because I have a pension. Please don't be that person. You can give yourself and your business 2 years, or heck, even 5 years, to create a life that you never have to play good cop, bad cop, and convince yourself that you're happy. That is good enough. So I want you to start out each day with purpose. Commit to carrying out the actions and everything will change. And odds are, once you start to experience fresh success and step into the place that you need to be to contend for where you are going, you'll be done with the boredom and the fear, and you will finally be free to go after the things that you really want. I hope that this helps you. I am just going to hold this really close to my heart because I think we all need to hear it. And I think that I am on the brink of seeing that happen for so many people. So whatever business you're in, whatever it is that you do with your life, I want you to be really great at it, and I want it to make you happy. And if you're not, find something else. Join me. I'm always hiring. But the point is that don't settle for mediocrity just because you're scared of greatness. Greatness is for all of us. There's not just some lucky people who get to experience financial freedom or being healthy or being happy. We are all deserving. We all have a place at the table. We all deserve to go after our dreams. The question is, are you going to allow yourself to go after your dreams? Have a good night.